Catwalk is a term that many of us are familiar with. We associate it with the visuals of beautiful models strutting the usually narrow and flat platform with famous international designer clothes. However, what's on the catwalk goes beyond the 15 minutes of fame and glamour.
I work very closely with the fashion designer to make sure that he or she realizes his vision on the catwalk. My script is the clothes. So if the designer comes to me and tells me, okay, my inspiration this season is, say, Moulin Rouge. So it's up to me to look for the right venue for him, to cast the right kind of models, work with the hair and makeup to come up with the right look for the designer, the right soundtrack, work with the DJ to come up with the right soundtrack, so that when people come and watch the show, the message of the designer is told through the presentation. When I do castings, I take into consideration what the designer requires, and then I speak to the agencies about bringing in the right girls or the right guys for me. A lot of designers do 2 collections, 4 collections, some of them even do 6 collections a year, and it's important that we tell the story of each collection of the designer to not only just the general public but to the press and the media as well, so that there's synergy overall.
Fashion director for 20 years, Daniel represents Singapore as one of the most creative show choreographers and one of the most sought after show producers in Asia.
To be a fashion show producer, fashion director, like for myself, I don't have a social life. I constantly eat, think and dream fashion, and I'm always being inspired by things around me. So I have a notebook around with me all the time. I have a camera with me all the time, and I'm constantly taking pictures of things that inspire me, writing notes down, because I know that if I file it, I'll be able to use this inspiration. You also have to be able to love what you do. It's not just about fashion. You have to have a love for all things theatrical. You have to have a love for all things beautiful. Anything that can possibly go wrong will probably go wrong, and you must have solutions for that. Lights can refuse to work, intercoms can refuse to work. A model who has a quick change may not be able to change fast enough, but you just have to be able to adapt and think on your feet. If the model can't change in time, send the next model out. If the intercom doesn't work, that's why handphones were invented. Don't talk to me before a show, because I'm usually very focused and I only have one aim, which is to make sure that show is the best show that I've ever done. With every single job, it's a collaborative effort. If a client comes to me and says, okay, this is what I want you to do, this is a guidebook, just do it for me, then I think I'm the wrong show producer for them. When you do a fashion show with 30 models and 29 of them turn up on time, and you've got to wait half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours for the last model before you can start, it's not fair to the other 29. So, if you don't appreciate that job, if you don't take your job seriously, then I'm sorry, there's no place for you in my show. To stage a very successful show, you've got to get a huge and very talented team together, because one weak link can spoil the entire show. I'm just one person, and it's impossible for me to just pull the whole show together, which is why I have a team. So everybody has their own area of speciality. Everybody comes together, and it's teamwork.
Having staged catwalks in almost every fashion city around the world, Daniel thinks that Singapore needs to nurture its very own slow-booming but definitely talented fashion industry the right way.
You have to nurture the industry. The industry cannot change overnight. It's amazing when you go to like Paris or London and you see shows and you ask them how much the budget is. Oh, it's quite a small budget, just £500,000. And then you come to Singapore, you come to Asia, and you get clients who say, oh, I love the Victoria's Secret show. I have $5,000. Can you do it for me? And $5,000 is the cost of one outfit. For the Haute Couture Week, for instance, it was such a groundbreaking event, not only because the concept was new for Asia, but designers that I truly believed in, and I proposed to the committee. They found sponsors to actually pay for the designers to show, because if the designer cannot afford to pay for their show, then it's a sad thing. So I'm very blessed to be able to work with a lot of these people who who have an international mindset. And I think in order for our industry to grow, we must have more people like that.